Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Shahbaz here from Adam's Tech Guide. Now in today's video, I'll be installing macOS Ventura on my computer. This is my computer. I'm using Windows 11 operating system in it, and I'll be using this Windows 11 to make a bootable flash drive for macOS, and then I'll be installing that macOS on my computer. When it comes to hardware specifications, if you guys want, you guys can check the list in the description. I am going to put the hardware specification in the description. If you guys want, you guys can check that out. For this, we will be needing a minimum 32 GB of flash drive because this image file is of 14 GB. So 16 GB will not suffice. Instead, you guys will have to have at least a minimum of 32 GB of flash drive to get the work done. Guys, I'm gonna make this clear that you guys will need an AMD graphics card to get the work done, since after the launch of macOS Ventura, ever since this OpenCore project got released, and I'm talking about the Hackintosh in specific, okay? Hackintoshes do require AMD graphics cards since they have stopped the support for NVIDIA graphics card. There are a few of the NVIDIA graphics card which still has support for Hackintosh, but you guys have to do lots of tweaks to get the work done. It's better to go with the AMD graphics card because there are lots of AMD graphics card which works directly out of the box. You guys don't have to do any kind of tweaks. You just have to install it on your computer, run the OpenCore tool. This OpenCore tool will help you to get all the keys which are compatible for your hardware, including your graphics card. So you'll be getting a ready-to-use EFI folder for your EFI partition, and then you guys can just paste the EFI folder into the EFI partition of your flash drive, and that's it guys. After this, we will be able to boot directly from our flash drive. So that's it guys, those were the things I wanted to talk on. Without wasting any further ado, let's hit the intro and start the video. Guys, let's start the video. First of all, we're gonna have to check if we are using a compatible hardware for macOS Ventura. So for that, we'll have to open this OpenCore Simplify folder. I'm going to give the list in the description. You guys can click on that link and download this folder from Git repository. I'll just double click on this and open this folder. After this, we'll have to just double click on this OpenCore Simplifier batch file. You guys just have to wait. It will bring up the options. So this is basically giving us a hardware report, which will let us know if we are using a compatible hardware. So these are the selections we have to go for. I'm going to have to select the first option, which will give me the hardware report. I'll just press 1 and press enter. Type in E, which will help me export the hardware report. I'll just press enter, and it will take some time to process the report, and it will give me the final report. So I'll just wait for the report to come. So this is the hardware report for my computer. I'm using Intel i9-7920X, which has the support up to macOS Tahoe. So all the things in green and blue is something which is not to worry about, and things which are in red is the thing to worry about. So this wireless adapter is not supported because there is I'm gonna have to go on the internet and find the text by myself. So I'm just gonna skip this. It's okay. I'm using the wired connection, and I've got the support for my wired connection as well right here. So this is my hardware report, and my hardware is compatible for macOS Ventura since it has got the support till Tahoe. So there's no question for macOS Ventura. I'm all good to go. After this, I'll just press enter to continue. And now it's asking me to select the version of Mac I want to install on my computer, so that it will create a text files which are compatible for that version of Mac. So I'll just go through this list. So I've got Ventura on 22, so I'll just type in 22 and press enter. So we are done with the hardware. We are done with selecting the macOS version, and now I'm not going to go to 3, 4, and 5 option. I'm going to skip these options because these are something where you customize things. If you do not have got the compatibility, you go to these options and customize the text files and everything. So I'm just gonna skip these options, and I'm directly gonna jump on the 6th one, which says build OpenCore EFI. So I'll just press 6 and I'll press enter. and this will start creating the the text files. As you guys can see, it says already downloaded because I have already downloaded these text files in my computer, so that's why it gave me that option. Now if you see this green thing, guys, just press that option and move ahead. Just press 1 and press enter. So, and now it's building an EFI folder for my flash drive, and that EFI folder will be a ready to use EFI folder, which we can directly copy and paste inside our EFI partition of a flash drive, and we can plug in that flash drive in a computer and boot directly from it. So I'll just press continue, and here we've got the EFI folder. It directly popped out this window which has got the ready to use EFI folder for our EFI partition of the flash drive. We are done with this tool. We're just gonna press enter and close this tool. We've got the EFI folder for our macOS Ventura. I'm just gonna copy this and paste it on the desktop screen to make things simple. The second step is to make a bootable flash drive for our macOS. So we'll be using BalenaEtcher software to make a bootable flash drive for our Mac operating system. I'm gonna give the link in the description. You guys can click on that link, download the BalenaEtcher setup file, install it on your computer. Again, if you guys want detailed video on this, you guys can click on the link which is right there in the in the top. That video will have the complete installation for macOS Tahoe. In that video, I have given you the complete instruction of how to download the setup file for these software and install it on your computer. Once you're done installing it, you can just right click on this software and click on run as an administrator. Before we proceed further with this, so you're gonna have to first connect the flash drive on your computer, and once you have connected the flash drive, you'll just have to come here and click on run as an administrator. It will pop up this box. Just click on yes, and it will open the BalenaEtcher tool. Here you have to click on flash from file, and it will ask you to select the macOS image file. You can just highlight the image file of Mac and you can click on open. Next option is to select the target. You're gonna have to click on this button which says select target. Just click on it, and it will give you the option to select your flash drive. Make sure you check mark this box which says your flash drive, and the select should be 1. Do not click on these options because these are your hard drives. Just make sure you are selecting the right drive as a target, and this is my flash drive. I'll just check mark this box and I click on select 1. And then we're gonna have to click on the flash option. This is the final thing which will start writing the image file on the flash drive. So it has started the writing process and it will take time, probably 15 to 20 minutes. So since this is the big image file we are writing on a flash drive, so you have to give it some time. So I'm gonna pause the video right here and I'll restart the video once the writing process gets completed. Alright guys, so we are done making a bootable flash drive for macOS Ventura, and the process completed till 100%. I have closed the tool, and now the third step is to make an EFI partition from the flash drive visible so that we can place the EFI folder into it. So for that, you will be using the tool called EaseUS Partition Master. You guys can click on the link in the description and download the setup file for this software. Install this application and you guys will see this icon on your desktop screen. Just right click on this and click on run as an administrator again. Click on yes. It will open the tool. So this tool will help us to name the EFI partition which is there. So by default, the EFI partition in the flash drive is hidden. It's not visible. So we have to give the name to the EFI partition. Just close this. So guys, you might face an issue of flash drive not giving you an EFI folder here. So you can just go to this small circle icon which says reload and click on this so that it updates the drive's information. So you guys will see this partition here, which is your flash drive. There will be 3 partitions in it, and one will say EFI partitions. Right click on this, come to partition properties, change drive letter. You click here. By default, it will be none. You have to select the alphabet you want to give to this partition. I'll select E, which stands for EFI. It makes things easy. So I'll click on OK. And in order to execute this change, you have to click on this execute one task and click on apply. It will take some time and the changes will be applied to your flash drive's partition. So just wait for some time. Once it says the operation completed successfully, you click on done and you close this software for now. We're done with this. Now we have to use a third-party tool, which is Explorer++. Again, the link will be in the description. You guys have to click on that link. It will download a zip folder. You guys have to extract that zip folder and bring it on your desktop screen in order to use this software. So double click on this folder, and from here you have to right click on this Explorer++ and click on Run as an Administrator. Click on Yes. So it will open this Explorer window. Make sure you go to this EFI partition which you just created in your flash drive. Highlight this EFI folder here. Copy this EFI folder from here. You have to come here. You have to click here, and it will start pasting the EFI folder from your desktop to the EFI partition of your flash drive. Make sure you just right click here and click on paste in order to paste this EFI folder into the partition. So guys, we are done making a bootable flash drive for our macOS Ventura. We've also created an EFI partition and placed the EFI folder, system compatible EFI folder. So I'm going to switch the camera to the monitor, restart the computer, and we'll be installing the macOS Ventura on our machine. Guys, so this is my computer monitor screen. So I'll shut down the computer first. I have restarted the computer and I'm going to keep tapping the F8 button if I can see it. Yeah. I'm tapping the F8 button to go into the boot device menu. So this is the boot device menu. I will go to the UEFI SanDisk partition and I'll press enter since this is my flash drive. Now it's giving me two options right there. It's asking me to boot from install macOS Ventura. This is my flash drive, and macOS, which is existing macOS Tahoe on my SSD. So I'm just gonna go to the first one and I'll press enter. It's asking me to select the language. I'll go for English and go next. It's now examining the volume. So I already have got macOS Tahoe on the Enforce drive, 128 GB. So I'll just go to disk utility. I'll just highlight this and click on continue. And from here, it's giving me a lot of drives here. So I'll have to be very specific with the drives. But at this point, you have to be very specific because if you touch any of the other drives by mistakenly, it will delete all of your data. So just be careful with the drives here. So I'm sure that my existing Mac is on Mac OS, this one. So I'll just highlight this and let's go and check for the partition. I already have formatted this drive in the past and have installed Mac OS Tahoe on this. That's why I'm not going with this again. But if you are installing the Mac for the first time, make sure you keep the format as APFS, because this is the format which is identified by Mac OS. This is the Mac OS official partitioning format. Just go ahead and apply that. I'm not applying it. I'm just going to erase this drive because I want to format this since I have already formatted this drive using APFS. So it's by default taking this APFS. Keep the name of this drive as macOS and I'll click on erase. And it's now preparing the partition for my macOS Ventura. And the Tahoe from this drive is deleted now. So I'm going to click on done and I'll close this disk utility and I will go to install Mac OS Ventura. I hope you guys are able to see things clearly. Okay, perfect. So I'll click on this menu which says install Mac OS Ventura. I'll click on continue. So I'll click on continue again. Guys, it's gonna take a while because this is a big operating system, 14.5 GB. So you guys can understand it's taking a while to move further. So I'll click on agree to the agreement. I'll click on agree again. I'm going to select this since this is my macOS drive which I just formatted. I'll click on this drive and I'll click on continue and it will start installing the macOS Ventura on my hard drive. So I'm going to pause the video right here and I'll resume the video once the computer restarts for the first time. All right, so the computer just got restarted for the first time after the completion of the progress bar. This is the first restart, by the way. I'm tapping the F8 button. I'm again gonna go to the second one, which says EFI SanDisk Partition 1. This is my flash drive. So I'll just press enter again, and it will bring that menu, which will have two options to go for. One is to go to macOS installer, and second is to go to macOS Ventura. I will go to the second option this time, macOS installer. This is the selector. I can move this selector using the up and down arrow key. So I'm going to go to the second option, which says macOS installer, and I'll press enter. We have the Apple logo in the center, and it has the progress bar. Okay, so my computer is restarting for the second time. I'll keep on tapping the F8 button to go to the boot device menu now. So yeah, it just restarted itself, and it came to this direct logo. I failed to show you all the options because the monitor went off by itself, so I was not able to show you all what came on the screen. But again, once your computer restarts, you will have to keep tapping the F8 button to come to the boot device menu. You again have to boot from your flash drive. My computer is restarting again, and this time I'm not gonna miss things. I'll keep on tapping the F8 button. It will again bring this boot device menu. I'm gonna go to the second partition, which says EFI SanDisk again, and I'll press enter. So now it came back to this OpenCore boot menu, and it's giving me two options again to boot from. One is the install macOS Ventura, and second is to boot from macOS. Guys, for the first time, if you are installing macOS Ventura, you have to make sure for the first time, you have to boot from the first menu which says macOS Ventura, install macOS Ventura. After the first restart, you have to keep selecting the second option, which will say macOS installer for the first time. After the second restart, it will say macOS. So I'm going to go for the macOS, and I'll press enter. And this is going to boot from my hard drive on which I have extracted the files. So I will press enter on the second one. All right, this is the fourth restart of my computer. I'm going to keep on tapping the F8 button again. I'll come to the second option from the boot device menu, and I will press enter. I'll go for the second option, and I'll press enter. All right, so that was the final restart. This is macOS Ventura. As you guys can see, things are working properly. I'm going to go to the about this Mac. So as you guys can see, the specification for this computer, we've got the AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT 8GB drivers installed as well, and things are working fine. Okay, now from here, let me just see going on Google, and if the page is opening. Yes, Google is opening up. That means I have got internet connection on my computer. So this is the post-installation process we are starting now. We're not booting from the hard drive on which we've installed Mac. So we will try to, make our hard drive of Mac bootable so that we don't have to use the flash drive every now and then to boot into the Mac. Okay, so now if you see, I will not be able to boot into the Mac operating system from a hard drive directly because it do not have the bootloader, the EFI partition with the EFI folder. That's why I won't be able to boot. So now we have to download a tool which will help us to make the EFI partition of our hard drive visible. So we'll make the EFI partition of the hard drive visible, as well as we'll make the EFI partition of the flash drive visible. We will copy the folder from the EFI partition of the flash drive, the EFI folder. We'll copy the EFI folder from the flash drive to the Mac hard drive here, and then we will probably skip the flash drive. I mean, we'll just unplug the flash drive from the computer, and we'll try to restart our computer and boot directly from the Mac hard drive. So I'll go to Google and I'll type in OpenCore Configurator download. I'll press enter. So from here, we'll have to come to the first link to download the OpenCore Configurator. I'll open the first link and I'll come down here, click on this download, and it will ask me to allow. I'll just click on allow and the download will begin. My download is completed. I'll just click here and I will click on this OpenCore Configurator tool. I don't know whether you guys will be able to see that since my camera keeps on losing the focus. So I'll click on this OpenCore Configurator tool first and click on OK, since the security is blocking it. So I'll just go to settings. I'll scroll down. I'll come to privacy and security. I'll scroll down at the extreme bottom. Here you see this which says OpenCore Configurator was blocked. I'll click on open anyway and it will ask me for the system password. I'll have to enter the system password and press enter, and it will allow the application to run. I'll click on open and that will open the OpenCore Configurator tool. So once this tool gets opened, I have to come here. You see this OpenCore Configurator icon at the top. You just have to click on this one and you see these two EFI drives. These two EFI partitions are the partitions from our computer's hard drive, the Mac drive, and the flash drive. So now this is the enforced, it says enforced. That means this is my computer's hard drive on which I've installed Mac. I'll click on mount partition and it will ask me for the system password. I'll put in my system's password and press enter. It will not bring the drive now since I have not made the drives visible. So for that, come here and click on Finder and click on Settings. Once you open the settings, you will see this first checkbox which says hard drives or hard disk. I'll just click on here and this will make the drives visible. As you guys can see, the EFI partition of the Mac drive is visible since we have done the needful. We have clicked on this icon and we have mounted the partition for our enforced hard drive, the SSD, and that's wherein it is showing the partition of the Mac drive. Okay, so click on this mount partition. It will ask you for the system password. You enter the system password and this EFI partition will come on the desktop screen. Okay, now it's time for us to bring up the EFI partition of our flash drive. I'll just click on this mount partition for my flash drive, and as you guys can see, we've got the EFI partition of the flash drive visible as well. Let's just open the EFI partition of our computer. So this is the EFI partition of the computer and this is the EFI partition of the flash drive. This is the running EFI folder and we are booting from this EFI folder as of now. So what we will have to do is we'll have to just delete this EFI folder from our Mac drive. Just right click on it and click on move to trash, and I'll just right click on this one, the EFI folder inside the flash drive. I'll copy this. I'll come to the EFI partition of my Mac drive. I'll right click here and I'll click on paste item. And it has copy pasted the EFI folder from the flash drive to the Mac drive. Now, if our calculations are correct, we will be able to boot directly from our Mac drive because we have the exact same EFI folder inside the EFI partition of our computer's hard drive. So now I'm going to close the EFI folder for our flash drive. Since we are done with the flash drive, we don't need the flash drive anymore because we have the bootable Mac drive in our computer now. So the last thing we have to do is to do the settings for a config.plist file for our EFI partition so that it do not run that script in the background when we boot. So let me just see if I can do the needful here. I'll just close this. I'll go to EFI folder inside the EFI partition of my Mac drive. Okay, this is the EFI partition of a Mac drive. Again, I'm just repeating myself. I'll go to OpenCore. I'll go to config.plist. I'll just double click on this file and it will open the OpenCore configurator. So by default, it will be at ACPI. You'll have to go to NVRAM. And in this, you'll have three options here. You'll have to come to the third option here and highlight this third one. And from here, you have to come to boot arguments, and you have to make sure you delete this -v here. Here, there's this -v. You go to file and you save this file. And that's it, guys. We will be able to directly boot from the hard drive of our computer without this script. So if we boot from the hard drive of the computer now, it will directly bring the Apple logo in the center, and comparatively, it will take less time to boot from the Mac drive. Okay, so let me just close everything and let's try to boot directly from our Mac drive. Just to prove that, I will remove the flash drive from the computer. Just give me 1 minute. This is the EFI partition of a flash drive, and so once I remove the flash drive from the computer, this EFI partition will disappear. So let me just go ahead and remove the flash drive. And as you guys can see, it says disk not ejected properly. That means I've removed the flash drive, Apple logo, and I'll click on restart. And this time we are restarting our computer without the flash drive connected to it. Okay, I'll just keep on tapping the F8 button, and it will take us to the boot device menu. I will have to come on this one, UEFI OS. Enforce is my drive on which I've installed Mac. So this is the SSD, by the way, 128 GB SSD, and it's showing UEFI on this one. That means we have the working EFI partition there. So I'll just press enter on this one. It will bring this option, and it gave me one option just for now, and it says macOS. I press enter, and as you guys can see, there are no scripts there. It directly booted from this Apple logo. This is the boot time now. I'll restart my computer once again, and I'll show you how things works. This time I am not going to go in any option. I'll just leave it as it is, and it will directly boot from a Mac drive. My computer, I'm not doing anything this time. I'm not going to any of the boot device menu. Okay, it bought the option again at the corner. It says Mac OS, as you guys can see there, and it just by default selected the Mac OS, and directly it's booting from the hard drive, as you guys can see. And comparatively, it's taking less time to boot directly from the hard drive because we have cleared the verbose mode. It takes less time to boot. Probably like, within 5 seconds, you will be at the lock screen. Put in my password and I'll press enter. And as you guys can see, I've got the working macOS on my computer. Guys, it's working fine. I can play the high definition video as well to show you how things works. So I'll go to YouTube, and this is 4K 60 FPS. As you guys can see right here, the resolution is 4K 60 FPS. And it's working fine. This is the video performance of my Hackintosh. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's how we install macOS Ventura on our computer. So let me just close this. So that's how you get the things done, guys. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, please give me thumbs up. If you guys have any questions for this video, you guys can post your questions in the comments. I'll read your comments and I will reply back to that questions. Guys, you may have to give it several tries because since I'm using the AMD graphics card, things work smoothly. But if you guys are using any of the graphics card which needs some tweaks, so you guys may have to give it several tries. But do not lose hope. This will start working. Once the thing starts working, it will work like a charm. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. All the software, everything is in the description. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me in this video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.